Hello there. My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar warlock cleric multiclass and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DM's Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJHCreations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at Aldermancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at SwordGhost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show.
Hello.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers. It's been a while. Last we left off, the Fulcrum Expedition made their way out of the sealed tombs, escaping with two strangers in tow, Yusuf of the Raj Empire and Dorian Bartow, a noble from Skyholm, with an interesting relationship to our leader, Matthias Marquardt. After interrogating both, the party decided what to do with Yusuf, learned that he was suspected of poisoning a town, and crafted a theory that he was not inherently responsible. Dorian, on the other hand, under the effects of the Spellstone of Truth, did confess to certain acts of violence that got him imprisoned in those dark, dark depths. The party find themselves on the route back to Lyport, fleeing the site of their prison break, nursing their wounds. They've completed a long rest, but many are still injured, low on resources. and the frozen wastes await with the weather growing colder every single day. We begin with Matthias and Dorian, face to face, feet apart. Dorian is practically snarling into your face. Matthias, where are the rest of the party members, arranging themselves around what looks like will quickly turn violent?
I think Oash is still sitting in the area that the circle was, still looking a little pale, but has turned themselves towards the soon-to-be action.
Kiara's gonna go up and stand next to Taz wherever he is because, well, there's gonna be some commentary. And you need friends around to shit talk.
I wonder if I can... Huh.
I think Barden's going to be standing watching, just kind of very watchful look, just wanting to see how this ends.
Yeah, I guess Taz is just kind of somewhere in like the in between Barden and Oash, and also Barden, Kiara, and Oash here in their head. Which again, y'all, you can turn this off. Like you can leave the thing if you don't want to be in there. And like kind of trying to sound like forced joking. Are we taking bets on this?
Oh, well, what are we betting? Are we betting that this is going to end in kisses or tears?
You know? Yes.
What's your money on?
Filled spread. And Oash cuts off the connection.
Yes.
Matthias is gonna turn back to the party and is going to begin taking off his armor, all of his armor. He just kind of like, first things first, like rips the wrappings like off of his gloves and tears them off and just kind of like throws them down as he walks back over and begins unbuckling.
Barden will step forward to take the pieces of armor.
Yeah.
Just like offering a help, just obviously having the same training, so it's just like this is second nature.
I'd prefer it if you did not interfere with this.
Understood.
I will ask for healing if I need it. And he kind of looks at Kiara.
Okay.
But regardless of what happens, just let it happen. This is between him and I.
Yeah. She steps back.
Taz is gonna say into Barden and Kiara's head, 10 gold and ends in kisses.
Jesus.
Taz, is that what it looks like when Matthias strips?
Oh my god! Taz doesn't say anything, but like it's like you can feel like you can't see him blushing, but it's like you can feel the blush through the connection. Like,
Listen, Kiara was there both times. This is on you, not me.
I ignore them. Okay, I think I fixed my audio.
you can't hear
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I'm not connected? Thank God.
Yeah.
No,
You are the fucking voice
why would I do that to you?
No, you're not connected. This is just the three of us shit talking.
Barden definitely is just like, I'm sorry guys, I'm not betting. Not the right time. But you can keep talking about it, it's funny.
Also, don't get it twisted. I, Sloan, love this. Oh my god. My shit froze for a second.
Here we go.
My shit froze
No,
for a
we're
second,
back.
but we're fine.
You're good. We're
Okay.
back.
All right. Okay.
I won't participate, but I'm fine with complicity.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once he's finished doffing all of his armor, he is going to turn back and just walk out towards Dorian, where he stands, and will come to a stop maybe 5 feet away
Are you done?
I'm ready.
Do you want me to bow?
You don't have to.
He throws a fist towards your face. Matthias, please roll initiative for me.
Oh god! Initiative.
You got this, boo.
The dice hate my character. 9.
Excellent.
It's on purpose.
Dorian with a 14. Of course. There we are. Amazing. He throws a fist towards your face, Matthias. That is a 24 to hit.
Yeah! A 24?
Yeah. Okay.
Are we surprised?
Okay,
that
so
is-
he definitely has modifiers, is what
That
I'm
is-
getting from this.
Guy.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. As his fist cracks off your jaw, you see his brow furrowing. He starts to pant. This sort of flash of deep, deep anger and satisfaction across his face as there's finally that physical connection between the two of you. And he's going to rage as a bonus action.
Word. All right. Okay. Yeah, Matthias starts saying something and is just like cut off as Dorian punches him in the face, and he stands back up. I thought you hated me, and is gonna throw a fist at Dorian's face, but he's gonna pull his punch, and I'm not sure how you want to do that.
So normally, if you do not have any kind of modifier to your unarmed attack, it is a 1 point of damage plus your strength modifier. If you hit and you don't want to add your full strength modifier to the blow, you can tell me how much damage you want to add to the 1 point.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I hit first. Okay. Yeah, probably. This is an unarmed strike. So that. Oh Jesus. That's gonna be 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Wow. Holy fuck. This guy's strong. Did y'all know that? This guy's really strong.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a total of 6. So he's gonna do like 3.
Okay. It doesn't even really seem to affect him, the damage that you do. So that 3 is half to 1 because he is raging.
Oh no.
Just a very soft crack across the
It's-
jaw.
Yeah, it's more like he just turns away from it, and it's more of a slide than an actual impact. Kind of scuffs
I have
at
a...
you.
Fine. I won't do my second attack. He can do what he wants.
You're not gonna do it?
No.
Okay. Dorian steps back a little bit and just sort of like begins to cycle around you. So you are facing, like if you continue to face towards him, he faces towards the party behind you and you face away from them. And he starts to kind of speak over your shoulder as he is lowering his stance, squaring up his fists and grinning. We ran. And you ran faster than me. You left me behind. And he's going to once again slam towards your chest with a punch. He first uses his bonus. He uses bonus action to rage, so that is a natural 20. He is recklessly attacking you,
Jesus.
and
Oh,
with a
boy.
brutal critical.
Oh, who?
Oh no!
What?
Oh,
This
one
is
of
gonna
these.
hurt us.
What's 9 plus 5?
Isn't
is
that like a little-
14. 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
My God, what is this?
17 points?
Shit, holy fuck.
You can immediately tell he is so much stronger than you imagined or remembered. The force of him shoving you back, like, scoots you back through the dirt here.
Holy fuck.
And then with his second attack, that is 8 plus 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not wearing any armor.
And that is going to be 9 points of damage.
Yo, he's gonna fucking, like, Jesus.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And because he has the Tavern Brawler feat, when he hits with an unarmed strike, he can attempt to grapple as a bonus action. So,
Oh
advantage.
my lord. Do I make
that is
an athletics check against this? Is
athletics
that how
or
that goes?
acrobatics.
Yeah, let
That
me
is-
use my acrobatics real quick. Oh, fuck me.
Oh my God.
19. That is 28 on his athletics.
Yeah, no, I do not. I don't, yeah.
So, 2 fists into the chest, and then almost like arms around your shoulders, gripping you inches from him. It is your turn.
God, just like the air whooshes out of his lungs as Dorian like buries a fist into his chest and then into like his solar plexus and just leaves him in a rush. And then as he grapples, Matthias says, "I didn't run anywhere." And he's going to try and loop his leg around the back of Dorian's and attempt to wrap his arms around his waist and overbalance him to get him on the ground.
Cool. If you want to use one of your attacks to do a shove, you could do that
Yes.
as well.
He will likely go down with him.
You also
'cause he's-
have advantage on any attacks because he recklessly attacked.
Absolutely fantastic. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Why did the dice hate this character? It's insane. Okay. Shit. Fucking 12.
A 12 will not hit. It's more like
Amazing.
Give Matthias one of my inspirations.
Oh, you can. If you want to re-roll that, you can re-roll it with advantage.
Come on. Okay.
Motherfucker.
Hold on. 21.
That will hit.
Okay. So he's going to, again, wrap the leg behind, grip around the waist, and flip the leg at the same time as he, like, twists his body mass over and is going to take them both down onto the ground. And is going to try to, as he goes down, kind of, like, take his shoulder, or his elbow up and hit Dorian in the stomach, maybe? To try and make the to try and
You can roll
deep
damage
breath
on that
him. I
attack.
don't know, words are hard. I can roll damage on the attack. I was gonna make a second attack.
Because you go down with him, I'll let you just have it as a standard attack.
Hell yeah. Okay, this is unarmed.
Please do full damage. Hit this man.
He'll do 4 points of damage.
4 points.
Oh,
4 points have
boy.
2.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Can any of us tell Matthias is pulling punches?
Yeah, do we realize what's
You've got
happening?
pretty high insight. I would say probably.
Yeah, I think Oish sees what's going down.
Yeah, because I think at least Taz and Barda hear a mental face palm from Kiara. Oh my god,
think-
this is
I
some
think
sort of masochistic fantasy, isn't this?
I think under her breath, like Barden just has her hand over her mouth, watching every freaking movement, and is just like going through different like styles in her head of where they trained, and just like, oh, we should have done that one. Oh fuck. Oh,
Same thing. As much as they
just a low commentary.
might have training, Dorian is obviously. It's not really dirty fighting. It's like he's just throwing all of his strength behind his attacks. There's not really even technique. It's just, even though he's pretty small and pretty lithe looking, there's a lot of power behind his movement.
Oh yeah, Barden is also loving that, because if we all realize he's a freaking bard, like Barden is just like, I could do that. Ooh.
Okay. You have a second attack, Matthias?
Yeah. And he says, I didn't have a choice. And he'll just go for a nice and easy second one. Does this one also have advantage?
It does.
Okay, that's a 23 to hit, and another 4 points of damage. As he, I think probably uses his knee to try and like jam it into, his like the quad right above Dorian's knee to try and make his leg go all tingly.
Are you pinning him down on top of him, or
Yes.
did you pull him down underneath him?
I
Did you
believe he would be
miss
on top. What?
being on top of me?
I think that Matthias is just kind of like takes in a slight gasp of breath, and then it looks a little angrier, like he's taken aback, and then
Gonna try and kick up with a very dirty blow between your legs, recklessly.
a reckless nut shot.
Phoebus.
Damn. Even with advantage, that is 11.
That I think that misses actually.
I
Hold
think
on.
that actually misses.
Wait, what's your armor class is 10 plus your
What's your dex?
What's your dirks?
Actually, I have a dex of +1, so I think
Oh
that
my god.
You got that nut shot.
breathtaking? All right.
It.
The nut shot
Oh my
is
god.
another 9 points of damage.
9 points straight to the balls? You're
What
killing him.
What is Matthias at right now?
Don't worry about it.
You die by a nut shot.
Yeah. So he just sort of like kicks, like knees up into your thigh with a huff of breath and tries to roll you over onto your back now. He has you grappled, so what he is going to do is...
I think that would happen pretty easily. I feel like
Pretty easily.
Matthias feels like his fucking insides are on fire and turning inside out at the same time.
Perfect. He is going to roll you over onto your back, and then he's trying to move an unwilling creature. He's trying to pull you with him. Because of one of his barbarian abilities, he can dash as a bonus action. So he's going to use his movement and his dash, which would be 30, 60 halved because he is carrying a creature with him. So he's actually going to sort of roll you over onto your back and then try and like drag you up and pin you against one of these rocks over here.
Jesus. All right.
He has to use, actually, yeah. Let me use my ruler here. Yeah, half of his movement to get up, kind of still with you, and then another 15 feet. So 60 half to 30 half to 15 to pin you against that rock there.
Damn, dog. Holy fuck. Ah!
I love combat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rotation. There we go.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
And then with his with his knee still between your knees, he leans very close to you, says, "You still Abram's pet bitch," rolling over and showing your throat as soon as he frowns at you.
fuck.
Is that what you mean by you didn't have a choice?
I don't think Matthias would say anything. I think he would try to attack.
Okay, it's your turn.
I'm still grappled, but I can still, like, use
It's not
my
restrained.
hands and make...
You can still use your hands, and you still have advantage because he's attacking you recklessly.
Matthias's the anger that has been developing kind of like fully sets in, and there is a spark almost reminiscent of Dorian's, the same like fire that is currently coursing through Dorian, and he just like cocks his arm back and fucking, I think, actually slaps him across the face. And is going to attempt to do that. Yeah, holy gee, that's a 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthias, I don't think he does it on purpose, but there is like a rumble in the rock behind him as he smites Dorian with this slap across the face.
How many slots are you pumping into that one?
First level.
Okay.
First level. And that is going to be 6 plus... God, what is that? 2d8?
Are we sure Dorian isn't a fiend?
Holy fuck. 8...
Oh.
9, 10, 11, 12 plus 6 is... That's 18.
Yeah.
So that is... Well, it's 12 points of radiant damage and 6 points of bludgeoning damage as he just cracks him across the cheek. And
that's the first hit that seems to actually register with him. His head whips to the side.
And I don't know what happens with the smite, but it like just resounds off of the rock around them, seeming to like send out a bit of a wave. And as soon as it happens, this rage in Matthias's eyes kind of freezes, and he draws back. I'm sorry. And he doesn't take his second attack, I don't think.
Did he apologize for hitting him?
Is that, are you saying that out loud?
Oh,
or
so this
in
is
the
in
head?
that. This
Okay.
is all in the head. Everything Kiara's saying is in our heads.
Yes. This is... Oh, God, Matthias.
He steps back and releases you. Don't believe you. I know there's something on my tongue, and that it's coming from you. This pressure. If you're the source of it, I don't know if it affects you too. How can you be sorry after so many years? We were leaving. And you ran away from me. I couldn't catch up. You didn't wait for me. You were too fast.
You're right. I should have done more. And you're right about... I was too much of a coward to leave. Regardless of everything else that was happening. I was trying to adjust, but that's not an excuse. And I can't make you believe me. There's nothing more that I can say.
So fucking noble. He pulls back with another fist, seems to hesitate, and then just tries to slam it into your gut again, but you can still see on his face that some of the light has gone out of it. He drops his rage as he does this and does not attack recklessly. With a 13 to hit, will probably still hit.
Yeah.
This time, let's see. It's this one. That is 6 points of piercing damage as he slams into your stomach, and then you feel his nails just sort of grip and dig in and twist under your shirt and then scratch away as he pulls back.
Matthias just like doubles over. I know I can't prove it to you, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm sorry.
Stop saying that.
Maybe if you listened, I wouldn't have to keep saying it.
I'm hearing you say sorry, Matthias. It doesn't make a difference. I don't have to. The words don't do anything. They don't do anything to this.
Then why are we still talking?
Yeah. Steps back. Looks around the group. And then starts to just dart off between the boulders. If you want to try and grab him, you have a chance for an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I would like to grab him, please.
Go for it.
What kind of check am I making here?
That would be a grapple check as well. So he's no longer raging. He doesn't have advantage. You can do athletics, and he can do acrobatics.
I roll bad. I roll real bad. I got a 12.
12. He has a. I will just tell you. He has a +9.
Fuck.
To athletics. He got a 4.
Oh.
So that is a 15.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Wait, a
Son
4?
of a bitch.
13. It's
13,
still
13.
one over.
It's
Yeah.
one over. Yeah, so his shirt slips out of your grasp. He darts away between the boulders.
Dorian.
I think with the high perception in this party, you guys see the tufts of hair, the curls. He disappears, but you don't hear running after another 20 seconds or so. Seems like he's just kind of tucked himself away pretty nearby.
Dorian.
And you're out of initiative.
Matthias is gonna start towards the rocks, and then I think just like in pain, doubles over once again and leans his weight up against one. He has 1 hit point.
Holy
Kiara is gonna rush in and say, do you need help?
Leave it for now.
Okay. Do you want me to go to him?
I don't think it should be me. And he kind of looks at you, and there's like a pleading in his eyes.
Okay. Kiara's just gonna put her hand, pat your shoulder, and she will slowly, loudly start walking towards Dorian, where she thinks Dorian is.
And Zone of Truth is down at this point, I'm guessing, right?
Probably.
Whew.
I forgot about that.
So bad.
He's gonna stumble back towards the fire
I'll say it drops away when you do that, Smite. So yes, Zone of Truth is gone.
I'm gonna go sit down.
Yeah, Oasis just sits silently with Matthias, doesn't try to initiate any conversation.
Kiara, you step through the boulders. They're slightly warm to the touch as you pass through. He's only 30 or 40 feet away, and you can see the scuff marks. There's a very dry ground here, even though you're not too far from the coast. Dorian is sitting, kneeling with his arms around his knees, and it seems like he's like biting into his arm or something, like he's trying to keep himself from making noise.
It might be better if you let it out.
What do you want?
Same question I can ask you.
I don't want to play word games. I just want to understand what this bastard is doing, showing up in my life again when I've been looking for so long. And now I have to be grateful because I didn't want to be there. And I feel grateful for this earth and seeing the sky again, but it's all sour because now I owe him something and he owes me so much.
It's both. You can be grateful and angry. That's okay. Two things can exist at the same time, Dorian.
I want a weapon in my hand and I'll feel better.
Did that fight help at all?
Yeah.
Then why did you run away?
Because I wanted to keep going and I didn't think he could take much more.
I don't think you're wrong, but that also says something. That as angry as you are at him, you don't actually want to kill him.
No, I don't want to kill him.
Does that help in figuring out what it is you do want?
I didn't want to kill anyone until I was in the moment and I had to.
I believe you.
And I don't know if had to is even the amount of time I spent down there in the dark gets rid of any kind of guilty feelings. I didn't deserve that. No one does.
You're right.
You seem very nice.
I can be.
A lot of people who have been nice to me in my life, they just wanted me to act a certain way. I don't want to make up with Pretty Boy. I just need to be angry for a while.
I'm not here to ask you to repress any emotion.
Thank you.
I want you to be true to yourself because I think that's the only way you're going to find peace.
Are you being sincere?
Always.
All right. Noted. You want me to be true to myself. I think you're the first person who's ever told... I think you're the second person who's ever told me that. Matthias has some weird friends.
Matthias has a lot of weird things. He's a
Just a weirdo.
strange man.
Could I just have a little bit of time? Please.
Yes, of course. I wanted to make sure you were okay, because what that fight showed me is that there's more than just hate here. And I don't want Matthias to worry about you on top of everything else that's going on. So I'll tell him you're okay, and I'll tell you that he is also okay. Physically.
Fine.
And then I think Kiara's just gonna look at him for like 2 more seconds and then leave, go back to the group.
He sulks.
Nobly.
Vice starts going around packing up some things. Just seems distracted with that. Getting ready.
Taz will help Vice. Doesn't know what to do with himself in this moment.
Thank you.
Who is Taz settling up with, by the way? 10 gold. Didn't end in kisses.
It didn't really end in tears.
Yeah, so do we owe each other anything?
Tears of blood.
I think Dorian was crying a little bit.
The heart was weeping.
Alex,
You don't know, you didn't see.
Alex, you tell me, were there tears?
Were there angry tears in either Matthias or Dorian's eyes?
Would Matthias cry if he took a nut shot?
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You're right.
There's
Well,
definitely
tears.
there's a mist. There's definitely a mist of
it's
pain.
like when you get like a nose piercing, and
Yes.
even if it doesn't hurt that much, the tears just come on their own. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't
Like
help
10
it.
gold to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give Kiara 10 gold.
You have my money.
I will put that 10 gold in your money.
Thank you.
You hear that in your head?
I think that Matthias, after a second, does just lay down back flat on the ground and then kind of like takes his claws and digs them into the sand beneath him and is going to lay on hands himself. So his wounds close up a little bit, but not completely. He's going to give himself 5 hit points just to remain functional.
Fucking paladins with their
Did we
punishing.
long rest?
We did.
We did. Okay, I was like, why are all of my spell slots here? I just needed to make sure.
Yes.
I'm full of heals, baby.
You did complete a long rest. I believe we had said you guys had slept in kind of through the day, so it's probably around noon or 1 at this point.
Before we head out, this isn't a big roleplay thing or anything, but Awaish has been watching this with like a silence, very clearly. I mean, first sick, but then very clearly uncomfortable. And as everyone is packing up for getting ready to leave, they will slide up next to Matthias and just very quickly say under their breath, "If there's ever anyone that you would like to reach that is a great distance away, I may be able to help." And then bounces out.
He like turns to look at them and then is just like watching them walk away. Takes that into consideration. Wow. Yes.
Spell reveal.
I've got the phone. Mom said it's my turn
Says
on the
I can
phone.
have the minutes.
It feels like you're in a facility and someone just told you that they have a secret cell phone,
Yes.
but just you.
Okay.
Bitch.
He's gonna begin putting the armor back on.
Barden just sit next to him and just hands him each piece.
Thank you.
Just knows the order. Just quiet.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was gonna
buffs a bit of
yeah.
dirt off a bit of one. Just very
I think Kiara will help you with some prestidigitation in terms of like
Thank you so much. Yeah.
making sure things look good.
Yes.
But she will not cast healing until you tell her to, because you told her not yet.
Thank
Martin in the
you.
middle of trying to buff a bit off with her arm and just sees Kiara just going zing, and just going hands it to you. Like trying to make a joke of it, like
Kiara just blows you a little kiss.
my name's Kiara and I'm magic, I guess. Blows my
Magic
bag.
cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. Okay.
You guys have found your horse and cart that you had stowed further away. You have packed up your very shoddily made camp along the road, and you can begin making your way back to Lyport. As I had said, some of you on your watches saw more people or heard more people traveling between Lyport and the tombs themselves along a more main road, which you didn't take. If you want to pull back onto the main road, you can do that, or you can continue. It will probably take you, since you had already begun, you'll be arriving in Lyport, just cresting over into the evening around 6 or 7 p.m.
Let's
Sick.
fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Are we taking Yosef with us?
What are you doing with him? Yeah.
Yeah,
we gotta
right?
bring
Yeah,
him
we
back.
got
I guess
us.
for now, yeah. I guess
we
he's
got-
got to get to like a town or something, and we have to make sure he doesn't poison it, and then
Yeah.
we'll have our confirmation. You know.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Maybe his dad's still there. Who knows?
His dad's probably dead.
Well, we hope not.
I'm assuming he is.
Oh wait, what is your passive insight?
It is very high. It is 20.
Your knowledge.
It's 20. Yosef
Oh wait,
is,
passive insight is 15. I'm so sorry.
that's still he. Yosef is walking a little bit closer to you than everyone else.
What's the range on my amulet?
I think it's usually just like scry yourself. I
Right.
believe in the magical item, but yes, like walking kind of in step with you.
Like trying to share an umbrella with
yeah,
someone,
Wish
like a
will
really
just-
small one.
Lift their thumb under the cord and look at him with that kind of like fucking idiot look and say, "It only works on one."
What? Wrong accent. That. Oh. Just anxious, I guess.
And that is why you are walking so close to me.
He pales. Yes.
Does he say yes and then shake his head?
He says yes, and you can tell he's lying.
If you're trying to steal something from me, I'll warn you that I am quite perceptive.
I am not a thief, I'm just a murderer, apparently.
We're all one or the other.
That's a pretty dark perspective.
No, I mean you are traveling with those who have either stolen or killed.
Okay. Sort of consciously like steps back a little bit from you and then keeps walking behind the cart.
Continues.
Okay. 3, 4, 5 hours. You make your way. Yes.
Not wanting to roleplay it, but can I say that Taz asked Barton if he wants to do more lessons, and we figure that out like off screen?
Yes. You can review and put in a few hours as you guys are walking together, going over words. And then as the sun starts to set, not sunset, but just lower in the sky, you crest down sort of, you would come through some mountains, between some mountains. Once again, you make your way kind of over and down into Lyport, the winding streets that lead down towards that coast and the sparkling waters of the Perelian Ocean. Sorry, the Kvekbal Ocean, which connects into the Perelian here. And let's do a little 5-minute break here, I think. That would be
We'll
nice.
be back soon.
We did it.
We did it. Good fight.
Oh boy, Jesus. All right,
We made it.
That's
Burb.
hot.
I gotta go pee. Also, I want
We
tea.
are back.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers.
Strongers.
The party descends into the coastal town of Lyport. You see that lovely, squat, slightly gothic architecture, the color and banners. The town seems a little bit brighter than you left it. It's only been, a day or so, but it looks like there are more people who are out on the streets who are also arriving in the afternoon. And it is some kind of holiday, it seems, as well. Interestingly, although the atmosphere is a little bit brighter, you see that most people have some kind of dark purple item of clothing that they're wearing, either a scarf or an earring or some kind of patch on a jacket or a shirt. Not sure if you guys missed the memo.
What's the date?
It's Sears. I want to say it's Sears something.
I take out my planner and I open my planner. What's the date?
It is Al-Haddad, the Festival of Mourning.
Right, but what's the day? Because I want to wait to hear the day and go, fuck, it's the Festival of Mourning.
It's Neth 6. It's Lie Day. 6 of Neth. I'll type that.
This one.
There it is.
Is this kind of holiday that if we're not wearing purple, we get pinched?
No. It's just actually a sign. Well, you guys don't really necessarily need a history check. A wish probably wouldn't. You might have heard of this, but it isn't actually celebrated in the atolls. This is
We party.
This is more of an Abjor and Skyhome festival, but you wear purple if you've lost someone, just at any point, and you want, you're okay with some kind of gesture, meaning that people who might have a purple scarf tied on, as they're passing by each other in the street, they might just tap each other on the shoulder kind of thing, or nod to each other to say, oh, I see that you've also lost someone. It's not a super sad holiday. It's just kind of a day of recognition.
Quick question, Alex. Would those of us that are from the various eras that celebrate this just have I don't know, something purple if they had previously celebrated it? Or
Yes.
Cool. He pulls out he's got an armband. Just slaps it on.
Okay. So, I think that Matthias has been keeping a distance from Dorian, but is shooting keeping him in his peripheral so that he doesn't run away again. We had rooms here, yes? Right?
Yes.
I think that we'll just go straight back to the rooms, and Matthias is going to he's trying to do two different things at once. He's trying to keep an eye on Dorian. He's also trying to navigate to the hotel, but also he's trying to keep an eye and make sure nobody gives Dorian a sidelong glance. Just make sure no one recognizes him. It's unlikely, but I think that he's just on paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying to do all of that at once.
Yeah, he's just crazy eyes, kind of.
Perception check with disadvantage, Matthias. And anyone else who wants to make a perception check for any other details, or if they're looking for anything else, can let me know.
Always. Nice.
I got a 9.
I got a... What's my perception? 19.
Okay, well.
I got a 13, and I just want to make sure nobody's eyeing Yusuf specifically, because it feels like he might be more of the issue here than.
Now, there isn't a standardized set of guards here. There are some Lie Guard, which are people who might have not necessarily trained with the Lycar family, but have some kind of night training and work with the family. So there are some people who are around and keeping an eye out. Some of them actually look like they might even be related to Olivia Lycar, just similar features or a similar skin color, that kind of thing, possibly human appearing. And they watch your party descend back in, but there are other carts and groups arriving, more people who have been fleeing from Castle coming in from another direction. As far as you can tell, it doesn't seem like you have attracted any more notice than people arriving. With a 19 Awaish, there is something interesting that you notice, but it kind of comes at I would say, an interesting time, because I don't know how often you've been checking your books or anything like that, but if you were to check a book, you would find that there's a message waiting for you. And if you do notice that, it looks like a few carts that are arriving are actually carrying rubble of a white material.
Is it a material that is like slightly recognizable to me?
Yeah, it looks like it could have come from Castle.
Yeah, I think seeing that specifically, Oish will furrow their brow and like pull out the book to ask, and then see that the message is already there.
Mm-hmm. The message reads,
How did this happen? Okay, well, things are all turned around now. I'm gonna try and click and drag. You can keep going.
Hold on.
Wait, how do I...
There we are. The message reads simply, "The temple is lost," in Siren's handwriting.
Oish will furrow their brow in confusion and write back, "In what way?"
It's sunken into the library.
There's a glint in their eye of like yes, this is like a tragedy, this is a loss, and they recognize that pragmatically, objectively. But it's interesting, isn't it? And they take a moment before they write back and say, "I hope the digestion wasn't too difficult."
Probably a pause of a minute or two while you guys are continuing to walk in, and then you can tell there's a strain because the handwriting is slightly messier. It's going to be a long cleanup process.
Just to let me know if assistance is needed. Actual physical help. Anyway, they close the book and kind of stare at the rubble coming in. I'm gonna do something weird. Can I cast? Do I have it prepared today, or did I need to cast it as a ritual? But actually, it's beginning of the day for me in terms of spell casting, so I'm going to cast it without using ritual. I want to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Are you like walking over to some of these carts by the rubble?
I want to see if there's anything left in the stones of this temple.
You do not detect any magic from the stones themselves. No. They're stained still, some of them with like a darker red color, or they look like they've had those like black vines pulled off of them, marks possibly, dark splotches. They don't seem to have any residual magic that would be picked up by a detect magic spell, although you do get a few pings off of just like as you are walking through. Some people might have some concealed enchanted weapons or armor.
Oish just whispers to Darren as a kind of half joke, "The library could have left some for me."
I think there is more in that strange place than you have time to uncover right now, but I would like to go back soon.
Think of the kind of magic you could make with a stone from that temple.
I'll think about it.
Do. And walks on.
You make your way into the Foamy Oath, where your rooms were previously. It is just after just dinner time is just beginning, so it's bright, full of life. Looks like a lot of sailors as well, and some people have come in, so all the tables are actually taken right now. There's no places to sit. Busy restaurant.
I'm gonna approach the front and see if we can get another room.
Okay. You are able to do so fairly easily. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but I'll say because there are more people coming in, this time it's just going to cost you 3 silver.
Okay. And we'll walk back with the key. We have rooms upstairs.
Are you saying that to the group, to Dorian, or to Yosef?
He's saying it to the group. And sort of holds up a key. And then, I got an extra, so we should have plenty of space.
Do you think we need to talk to the captain, see if everything is ready? I know we told them a few days, or I can go to that.
Yes, talking to the captain seems like a good idea. I'm not sure. Turns to Dorian and Yosef. I'm not sure if you want to be out and about.
I'm not sure I should be either. I will keep my head down and figure out what comes next, I suppose. Dorian doesn't respond, but he is obviously just like doing the petty, not making eye contact, staring around, avoiding you, Matthias.
Right. Well, at the very least, there are showers and comfortable beds, so if anybody needs rest or anything like that. Otherwise...
I need a bath.
I think we all do.
Covered.
Yes. All right. Upstairs.
I think before we go upstairs, Awaish will speak up and say, don't you think that these two should have chaperones in their rooms?
Yes, I
wow,
think
lucky
that's...
me.
Lucky you. I'll take Dorian if you'd like.
I'm also happy to watch.
Fine. I would also like to clean off. I don't know how old the dirt is under my fingernails, but I think it's at least 3 years.
I'm just gonna hold the key out to him. I'm gonna go wash up. And I can take Yosef. I don't know. Well, actually, maybe, I don't know if Awaish is like not feeling Yosef's vibe and does not want to be around them anymore.
I'm gonna be totally transparent. I just put it in the messaging. I want to talk to Dorian.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Your sounds are all really janky. Can I pop in and out of the call because it sounds like I'm talking to Daleks?
Sure.
It's really hard to tell what you're saying at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right.
Good.
So, okay. All right. So it depends on who wants to do what. I can take Yosef, or Kiara can take Yosef, or whoever.
Dorian is going to go with Awaish.
Kiara's only to-do list for tonight is to heal Matthias before he goes to bed. So she's gonna find him. If you are watching Yosef, she'll come visit, whatever. But she's not letting you go to sleep while looking like that.
How about Taz?
Just that, I guess I'm asking a logistical question because me and Kiara are sharing a room. Is Dorian staying at? Not Dorian. Is Joseph? I mean, Joseph can stay with us. I'm fine with that. But was that the intention? Like he's crashing with the two of us?
No, I got an extra room, so hopefully.
They go to Dorian.
You sound brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, actually,
Amazing.
I think as well, Sloan. 1 second. I think you can actually drag people's
I'm
images
doing it.
around
I
in
got it.
Zoom. Perfect.
That's super nice.
It is very nice.
Actually, I think what happens is as Kiara volunteers, Tazra will actually say, actually, I'll look after Yusuf. I actually wish to speak to him.
Okay.
have the room to yourself tonight, Kiara.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to sleep alone.
No, thank you.
No, of course. I don't really want to either.
Then
Matthias, could you let me know before you decide to go to sleep? Are you going to be sleeping or?
At some point, yes. I
Just let me know before you go to sleep.
Valerian, do you want to come with me down to the ship?
Yes,
Make sure
I would.
everything's in order.
yes, I will accompany you.
Good, hurry up, let's go.
Okay. We're gonna
One
scoot.
second. And Kiara's just gonna not even ask. She's gonna smack you with the cure wounds because she's not letting you go out there into the world with like 5 hit points. Fuck out of here.
All right.
Take it.
Okay.
All right, I'll roll that for you, but please continue.
Matthias looks. You lay a hand on him and cast, and the spell goes off, and he kind of he looks a little disgruntled for a second, and then it kind of fades into like a resignation.
You got
Balls
14 hit
stop hurting.
points.
Fair enough.
Feels good to have
Maybe-
healthy balls.
Maybe you want just trying to help with that limp. 14 hit points.
His balls were the first thing he healed.
Oh, are you telling me Matthias palm-handed his balls? His lay-on balls?
With his talons.
He just did that. He took his little talon hand and just did a
You
firm
healed him
sack
enough,
grip.
though.
It's a good time for that warning to have been put in the chat. That was
Yes.
Wait, sorry, what's the room situation going on? I think it cut out about that time.
Kiara and Barden,
Mhm.
Taz and Yosef,
Mhm.
Oash and Dorian, and I think maybe Matthias and Vice.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can bunk up.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, then you two head down to the ship. Arrangements are in order. I'm assuming you guys get some food here, unless anyone is going out for anything in particular. You get it set up to your room since there isn't space at the tavern. Even though you guys mostly just travel today, it has been an exhausting and long day. And if you want to fix your sleep schedules, you can go to bed earlier. I will note that you begin to hear or see outside your windows as you are maybe sitting down, preparing for the evening, eating your food. There is some kind of music going on outside as well, maybe something related to the festival. Matthias and Vice, as you guys walk down to the docks, you also see that it looks like a bunch of the boats are flying a small purple flag that they've put up. The Guild Star is not flying that flag. And it looks like there's some kind of parade going on, but it's just people who are also wearing that purple. They're not dancing. There's just a low singing, almost like a music that's kind of passed between people, a hum that is picked up. People walking by don't really know the tune. It's not even necessarily a song that you know. It just seems that people are kind of matching each other's pitch and rhythm. A few people who might have instruments walking by, meeting it and matching it, walking down from the mountains toward the ocean and then back up to the mountains. People dipping their hands in the water and then dispersing.
Can I think depending on what Kiara, Barden knows Kiara wants to talk to Matthias when he comes back, but they sit and maybe order Tapestry style food and just share. They've just got it on their bed, which they're probably pushed together, and they're just
We're just sitting cross-legged with a platter of stuff on the bed. Yeah.
Yes, they're having fun. But I think Barden hears the music and is just kind of listening and sort of catching into it and just, do you not have anyone that you do you have this day back home?
DM, do we have this? Yes.
It comes originally from Jurian culture.
Oh yes, we definitely do. Do you want to go out and see?
Oh no, I don't think I should. It's a funny thing. You know you met my dad a little bit. right?
Yes.
I don't know what happened to the people before, though. So whoever I came from. So part of me thinks that maybe I should go out just in case. And then I don't know. Or do I deserve to do that?
You deserve to do anything you want to.
I have no idea.
But
it's a silly thing. Imagine if someone came up to you and was just like, you know, giving you them your piece, and then silly. I just, it's a silly little thing.
Well, if you want to go, I would love to take you, and maybe I can teach you some of our dances.
Bond looks very excited. And just looks. I don't have anything purple. That's the thing. It's not a color at our house. Do you have any magic that can do that?
Does compressed invitation change the color on some?
No, it cannot.
No, it cannot. I think Kiara will look in her bag of random belts and stuff. I mean, most of her things.
Flowers.
Kiara does have a lot of flowers. Here. And then, is your hair braided or is it down? What's going on with it?
I imagine since they're having girl time, that their hair is down at this point. They've just like brushed it out, and like Barden has like had a really deep bath and deep shower, deep clean. Like her skin is like quite bright green at just how much she's scrubbed. But yeah, it's just down at the moment.
Kiara will grab one of the purple flowers and tuck it behind Barden's ear, and then put one behind her ear, and say, "There we go. Now we're all ready."
We match.
Yes. Now come. And I think Kiara's just gonna grab her hand. Yeah, go on.
As you head out into the hall, suddenly, like Oasia's door, like cracks open very quickly. They poke their head out and say, "Where are you going?"
To dance.
Yeah. Kira says she'll teach me.
Gives Kiara like the barest of looks, and then gives Barden like a clear once over.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Says, "Fine." He closes the door.
What kind of once over?
We don't need your permission.
It wasn't permission, it's just a word.
Just leans down to Kara very. I think they have a problem with me.
I think they have a problem with me.
Us then.
I think they have a problem.
With everyone but Matthias.
All of those things are true.
I think they have symptoms disorder.
Unfortunately, I've been exhibiting symptoms and acting in ways. I will say that the barest glance at Kiara was not like, "Ugh, you're not worth my time," but rather like, "I don't need to vet you," and it was clearly a close examination of Barden.
Oh, yeah. No, that response was completely filtered through Kiara's impression of Oasia, not fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Bond definitely takes it. He just like,
Tads, you take Yosef into your room. He sits down. Nice digs.
Okay. The first thing he's gonna do is take out like his own money pouch that he keeps on him because, you know, he's cocky and doesn't think anybody's gonna pickpocket him, that he won't notice at least. And he'll pull out 70 gold and hand it over to Yusuf. Wait, actually 60 gold because I gave 10 to Kiara. It'll help with everything, and he'll rip out like a piece of paper from his notebook and write a little note on it. While you're traveling, if you keep an eye out and hear about somebody named Yurkov, just tell him the little Rajling sent you, and hand him this, and he'll
Okay.
he's really good with faces. he'll get you squared away and teach you some basics on how to change your face. All right, and
You're both, yes. I got it. All right.
And look, I agree with the others. I don't think you purposefully killed a town. Whether or not your actions definitely had something to do with it, I don't know. And don't think... You're citizens of the Raj, and we take care of our own in one way or another, but just keep your head down.
I think I'm going to go with Navodet. Nav. For a name.
Good name. A good name. And listen. And then he actually leans in real close and like this whole time he's been very casual, but hard face. Like probably the face that other people have seen right before he's killed them for the Raj.
Mm-hmm.
If I find any information that we were wrong about you and you did do this on purpose, or if I hear that you've done anything like this, I'm going to be the one that finds you. And I'm going to take my time.
You said little Rajling. You work as a fire guard?
I'm a fire knight.
A knight. You sound like them. So I believe you.
Are you hungry?
I would love some actual food. That would be very nice.
Alex, what's the bathing situation? I'm kind of imagining like we have like a tub in the corner or something.
It's actually, it's brought up from the ocean and clean. So there are a bunch of shower stalls that are kind of out back that you just like, you go down, you clean up, and then you come back to your room. There's not in-room showers.
Okay. Go bathe.
Yeah.
I'll grab some food.
Oh, I can't wait to clean up. Thank you, Tazriel, for the money. I sincerely appreciate it.
And like while he leaves, and we can like go back to somebody else, but Taz, as soon as he leaves, Taz takes the letter out that Barden slipped into his front and reads it.
Would you like to read that out, either Shan or Vijay?
I will be reading this one, and
Go for
Shan can read the one that gets sent back to them. SK, hello there. You probably don't recognize this handwriting and are wondering who on earth is writing to you out of the blue. Hope it's not strange for you, and actually, sorry, are wondering who, that who has a capital W instead of lowercase, and then hope it's not strange for you, that has a capital Y, a total stranger having your charmingly succinct name, but a mutual, the L at the end of that is capitalized, friend gave it to me, thinking it would be good for us both to have someone to share the ups and downs of a condition that some consider unsightly and untamed, and that D is capitalized. If that's something that you think might be nice, I do, to have someone to talk about your symptoms, to share the weight, please don't hesitate to write back. I trust our friend not to blab about any secret rashes or anything promised. They're good folk. I hope we come to be friends too. And if it's okay, I might borrow your affectation. Best wishes, TS.
Lovely. Oh, wait. Dorian enters the room. You stick your head out and then back in. He immediately goes over to the bed and flops down on it.
There's only one bed in this room. I think it'd be funny.
Yes, there is.
Jesus. Oish from the door, stares at him for a few moments, and then says, "Didn't you want to wash up? Or do you like to dirty the sheets before you do so?"
I'm exhausted. Fine. Fine. I wouldn't want to mess it up for Matthias's personal cotillion. And he stalks out of the room.
And that's not me trying to keep the conversation from happening. I just wanted them to start as a little bit of a bitch. When he comes out from getting clean, there will be food. And Oash just kind of gestures towards it.
He returns, he shakes some water out of the curls, and he only had the one set of clothing, so he's like stolen a towel from somewhere and has like slung his clothing over his shoulders. Looks like he's also washed that out a little bit, and just kind of like goes over to the window and hangs it up a little bit. Some pegs, just hangs up the wet clothing so it can dry out. He is covered in scars. You can see.
Oash sees them, but doesn't like take any major stock of them, if that makes sense. Not the kind of thing that they prefer to stare at if someone does not invite it. But they will say, "Seems like your history with the head of our cotillion, as you call it, goes back fairly far."
Do you want to know about it?
I do.
I feel like a lot got said under the influence of that spell.
I will not cast it on you, even if I had the ability.
We worked together.
How long ago?
Time is a little weird for me right now, but I think maybe 8 or 10 years. He looks maybe 15 even.
And what do you feel that time has done for you?
Well, it got me sent away, didn't it? I looked for him for a while. I was told he was posted that he requested a new assignment. I didn't necessarily believe that at first. I don't know. Do you want my life story? I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I think I would have been better off if I had never met him.
You are a noble, are you not?
In a loose sense. I don't have any wealth to my name anymore.
Only a name.
One I would happily shed.
So would you really want to go back to not having met him?
I think I'd have less blood on my hands.
That is something that people seem to be concerned about, yes.
Are you not?
I do not think blood is so damning as many would believe.
Haven't heard those words from someone with skin so fair.
What kind of note is that from where you come from?
I was surrounded by knights, training. It's a dangerous country. People tend to wear the effects of what they've been through, like I do.
You mean unmarred?
Yes.
Well, Dorian. There are those who are good enough to survive. And there are those who are good enough to make it look as if they were never in danger.
Are you that good?
I don't think we should try.
Okay. I just find it very interesting.
You. What do you want to do?
Right now? Eat? All right. I don't know. I didn't have to consider that question because the only time I had consciousness, I think in a few years, I was just trying to escape, and that was a very uncomfortable experience for me. And my goal before that was to find him. There are certain answers I'm searching for, and I wanted to get away from my family. I think I've severed that connection, surely enough. So I don't really know at this point. I'm unmoored. Like you. Unmoored. I don't have a past that...
Your connection to Matthias was so strong that your completion of it leaves you unmoored.
Have you not had something like that?
For a long time, I hoped that I didn't.
But you know what it's like.
We do not know each other.
You are asking me some very personal questions. I thought it might be nice to share back and forth.
I'm not a noble. I have had my fair share of scars. I think we would be equally matched in a fight. There.
No longer strangers. Yes. Meeting and losing Markart changed me because I let it. But I haven't met anyone since like him.
He is strange.
He is just a man.
And what is that supposed to mean? Are you not just a man?
I am just a man. I didn't think he would be so easy to hurt. So when you say he is strange, it's somewhat reassuring to me.
Dorian. Sometimes, when you perceive an injury or a betrayal to be at a certain measure, being hurt can feel like penance.
Penance runs in his family.
I've noticed.
I will think about what I would like to do. Maybe I'll take a vacation somewhere. If y'all all let me go.
I hope you plan on making your dalliances a bit more strategic.
I don't take advice from non-nobles.
Maybe you should start.
There's, especially with your insight, he's kind of joking with you with that one. Like nodding
Yeah.
as he says it. He seems to be paying pretty close attention, so maybe I should start.
Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to see if they were going to give him any magic, but I don't think they have anything in their cavalcade that they're super interested in giving up right now. So they will kind of nod and then I think do one final question, because they're a motherfucker who likes bad things, and say, I do not foresee us speaking after this, so when you met with Matthias today, having done all of that, experienced all of it, I know that you are leaving. I know that you are going somewhere else. There is no hope for true reconciliation between you, is there?
That's a pretty personal question. I don't think you ever actually gave me your name.
Oesh, Sigurdesh, Gudmundesh.
Oesh, Sigurdesh, Gudmundesh. I think that there is, potentially, but I can't be around him to figure it out.
Enjoy your food.
Thank you. Starts chowing down.
That's it.
Matthias and Vice heading towards the Gelstar. Look at Sloan's little face.
I am in hell.
The Captain Drok is not immediately visible as you approach the dock. Looks like it is sitting still. However, you do note that it looks like they are in the process of constructing something on the front of the ship. This is a very sleek vessel. It has the sort of like fold out wing sails and the hull that comes up as well. But there is some kind of, it's kind of unwieldy, which is why it stands out. But it is almost like a gigantic curved metal knife that comes out of the front and then in like an umbrella form. Almost like a harpoon gun has been stuck on the front of the boat with an umbrella on the front of it.
Hell yeah.
As you walk up and approach, Vice looks over you, kind of raises an eyebrow. You hear sort of a low, let's see if my mic picks up these noises. Noise, and then the sort of prow slams forward for a moment. That umbrella comes out like in a punch chunk motion and then back in, and Asar's head pops up over it. He goes, oh yes, that was so cool. Can we do it again? And there's a and it and it sort of knocks him, because he's like sitting on top of the metal thing. As it shakes, it knocks him off into the water as the prow finishes its second motion.
That is quite an icebreaker.
Yeah. Seems like they are almost ready.
Definitely. Captain, He's just gonna see if he can get somebody's attention.
Hello? That is Neef, you see, looking over the side.
Neve,
Oh, hi.
we've returned.
Oh. Drock. I think they're making some arrangements downstairs.
Not a problem. If you could just let them know that we are back. We
Okay.
came to see how everything was coming along. It seems it's been a successful couple of days.
It was really fast, actually. There was a boat that was decommissioned recently. We were able to buy a prow pretty much already made.
Oh,
They said it might be longer, but
well, perfect. Good.
so we're leaving tomorrow.
I would anticipate that, yes.
That's very exciting. I'm glad I get to come with all of you.
I'm ready to get over to the other continent.
What's it like?
Cold.
Oh, that one I've heard before.
Snowy. Windy. Strange.
Dangerous?
Very dangerous.
Okay. Where did... I'm down here! Sar pulls himself up onto the dock, sort of 5 feet away from your feet and shakes some water.
Oh boy. Take a step back from that.
Hi!
Hello. You seem to be
We're
having
almost
a
ready
good
for you
time.
guys. I am having a great time, thank you.
Well, we're ready to board as soon as possible, so.
I haven't traveled with Sig in so long.
How was it like the first time?
The first time, they always liked me.
I can see that.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Sorry. So, prow, navigator, we need a destination.
Yes. We all agreed that we're going to the one that starts with a K. What is it? Alex?
It's wherever the order is. We're going to
Yes.
We
Yes,
are,
you are.
we are going
I think it
there,
was
but
Roland.
the port that we're headed to.
Yes. You were heading to the upper port. And I can pull up the map in a little bit and
I'm also pulling up the map.
I'm looking at campaign materials. I think it's in there.
every day we have.
Every day I scroll through campaign materials.
To the northern port across the Vectal.
To the port.
To the port.
Right.
The
It
area
might
that
be
is
only in the
pirates, right?
hand-drawn
Yes.
one.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
I
only in the
got it.
hand one.
I'm very brave.
You're so brave.
And
You're
I
so
definitely
cool.
have all of my maps. Yes, you are traveling to the upper north peninsula of the Valkyrie Wastes, I believe. The one that is most directly across from you guys is New Hinter. You're not really doing that one. You're going up and then traveling past the Order and into the waste sort of upper. So you're actually cutting off some journey over mountain.
My CPU seized up. Every day, God spites me.
That to you give that to him. Here we go. Castad. You're going to the Castad.
Custard.
There's the K.
That was perfect because my internet cut out for a second and it cut
Nice.
back in as soon as you said that.
Oh, it knew.
Okay, great.
Yes. Do you guys already have
to Castad.
cold weather gear kind of stuff? We've been bringing just like
Yes.
a lot of blankets onto the boat and patching some cracks and stuff like that.
We're well prepared for that, so you don't have to worry about
Okay.
us.
All right. Amazing. And Drock did get some of the things that Drock sent me out to get some of the things that you guys requested, but I have a little bit more time to go to a market tonight if anyone likes, like sweets or anything. There's a candy around here that I've really wanted to try. I heard there's some kind of caramel that they make with the salt. They like scrape it off of the tree bark and it has that like sort of birchy taste to it. I don't know if you've ever had the caramel here.
I have.
Okay, well, I wanted to get some of that.
Plenty of that would be lovely.
Yes? Okay. Amazing. And then there's some kind of eel or something that apparently is like from this region. Not as much my thing, but I wasn't sure if there was like, it was a fan favorite,
If you're interested in that, then you can get it, but I've never really been partial to that.
Okay. And then I did get a bunch of blankets, but I wasn't sure if, we have some like tall people, and I could go to, a tailor or something and then have them like stitch some of the smaller ones.
I'm sure that we can, if needed, we can make those adjustments while we're on the ship. Don't trouble yourself if you have other things to do.
I do actually have something that I need to do right now.
Okay. Well, we are going to go back to the foamy oaf, so you feel free to go do that thing.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Neve throws him over a rope. He climbs back on. Vice has stepped aside and says, I don't get him.
He's such a strange little man.
Yes. As you begin to walk back and you're passing by some of the songs, the main square of Lyport is connected just between two roads that wind down. There is some dancing going on. Most people have finished the elements of this small ceremony here. Obviously, it would be much bigger in a bigger city, different in different towns, but Kiara and Barden, you might see Matthias and Vice making their way back up as you guys find yourself in that main square.
I wave.
What does your dancing look like, Kiara?
So communal dancing is basically we just go in a little circle and we move, and there's turning and twirling, but the motion is always continuously in a circle. But what's really fun is that the circle will just automatically expand or contract as people come in and out. There's never like a moment of, oh, where do I go in? Like it's joining. And at least in the beginning, the speeds of the songs usually get faster over time with the beat. And so you go from like elegant movements to more like jumpy, celebratory, hands in the air, twirling kind of movements. And it's just, it's so accessible to people who don't know it because it's only like all of 4 steps that you do. So I think once you figure out the motions, it's just repetition that's easy. So your focus isn't on like, what are my feet doing? What are my hands doing? It's more about the moment and the people and just the shared endorphins and dopamine that come from dancing with folks.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, also for sure, before they went out, because if Kiara is just like, we're going out, Barden's like, oh, I'm going to change. And actually, because if they're dancing, Barden pulls out like a long flowy skirt from her bag, which her dad packed, like a wrap shirt which goes across her chest, shows off her stomach, like she looks very good, but also still has like unclips the sword in a different way, still wears it across her chest, like so it's just sort of lays down her back, leaves her bag under the bed. Got her money though, but yeah, she looks ready to dance. She's like, do I look like, as they get there, just like, do I look all right? Do I
You look wonderful.
Yeah.
And the skirt will be perfect for all the twirling.
I was hoping so. I've never really danced that much, as you probably guessed. I hope I don't trip.
Didn't cross my mind. Let's go.
But yeah, they
Kiara
definitely
will show you the 4 steps so that you can join the circle easily.
Yeah. That's so nice. Yes. I love that. But yeah, they'll definitely try and call the other 2 over.
Alex, I think you were muted.
You want to dance, Valerian?
Just
Strangely, I think it's better if I stick around the hotel.
I do not find that strange.
I just haven't wanted to do it in a while.
Neither have I.
I'm sure that Tazriel and Oish are fine.
Do you want to get drunk?
You are asking me dangerous questions.
As your mentor, I should advise you. It's very important to keep your head clear on a mission. As your mentor, I will also tell you, out in the wastes, it's very important to keep your stomach full and your body warm. And there are certain liqueurs that do that better than anything else.
Well, maybe just 1 or 2.
Let's go to a different tavern.
Okay.
Let him dance.
He does want... I think that he would be down for a dance. Maybe they have something out there.
Okay, I can go scrounge around and you can...
No. Come with me. I'm not going to join the circle alone.
Valerian.
Aster?
Okay, Matthias, fine.
Yes. He just has like a little smirk and is gonna turn and go towards the dancing circle.
Yay! I knew when he was like, oh, strangely. I haven't wanted to dance in so long. That means that bitch wants to dance.
I was like, unclench. Unclench.
A single diamond. I think we will return to that dancing scene and then a long rest, but I would love if we could do a 10-minute break here, and then we'll come back. We're doing a slightly longer episode, and we will wrap up.
Hell, is it only
Yay.
11 o'clock here? Jesus.
12.
That's
Almost
insane.
12.
Almost 12.
Almost 12.
Yeah,
It's 11:39.
10 minutes. And then we will
Welcome.
see you guys back
All right.
in a little bit.
10 minutes. I love our game and our stream where we take as many breaks as we want. I love that shit. God. All right. Burb.
Bye.
Hello.
Welcome back to Strange Hungers. We have so much more time left than I thought.
Don't get cocky, okay? Don't get cocky.
Sometimes we end around this time, so I get it. But yeah,
The internet will hear you.
The internet will hear you. And so will our RP brains.
We have 5 more hours, everybody.
let's fucking go.
The drinks that Vice grabs off of a tray as you all sweep into the dance circle are cheap beer, mostly, is what's been being passed around here. Doesn't seem like a heavily drinking crowd, but there's an interesting note that although this is a festival of mourning, it seems as though most of the mourning has already completed. And this is more of a
Nice.
lighthearted celebration and letting off of steam now that there are just a bunch of people out in the area. You also see, of course, they have those sort of boat markets that pull up next to the dock, people selling stuff right off of, ships, as we had described before. Seems like some of the merchants have actually just pulled their stalls, like wheeled them down some of the routes and roads and created a loose semicircle of snacks and flowers and lights and lanterns that are surrounding this more open area right now. The dance circle that exists is kind of tangled. Sailors, a lot of clumsier folk who are stumbling around celebrating, but it seems like the sense of camaraderie and connection that happens with those people who might be, patting each other on the shoulder or offering a word of comfort has continued into this. People are passing off between different dance partners a lot, or there are folks who are just kind of dancing by themselves in proximity to others.
Amazing. I'll just strap down the noisiest parts of my armor and I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna head in there. I'm assuming I know this dance because Matthias is not a freestyle dancer, but when it comes to like a ballroom or a line dance, he definitely knows the steps, at least.
There's a lot of freestyle going on here. If I could get a performance check from Kiara, Bard, and Matthias, and of course, Vice.
Performance!
I really want Vice to do so well. I want to see Vice outdance us.
That's
Really badly. Come on.
Maybe not from that look Alex just made.
Better than 11.
17.
Okay.
12!
13 plus 4, so 17?
Hey!
Nice.
We match.
12.
Okay. So, you're fine.
I'm above average.
Okay. As you pick up the pace a little bit, stepping into the dancing circle here, Kiara and Barden, you are dancing in a slightly different style than some of the other folks here, but you sweep people in to it a little bit. As you said, Pooja, it's a dance that is fairly easy to learn, and there are smiles on people's faces as they step around you and kind of match the movements that you're doing. So you've got your own little pod more towards the center. Vice grabs one of those beers, drains it, like chugs it, foam dripping from her mouth, tosses it to the side, and looking very serious, says, I am no follower.
Perfect. He's gonna grab a drink and do the same thing. And then is just going to, you better lead then.
All right. Have Vice Matthias ever danced before?
I think that they've danced around each other. And this is probably, based off the description, this seems like it's also kind of a dance around each other kind of situation. But I don't think they've ever done like a ballroom dance. Like they haven't waltzed or anything like that.
No.
But line dance, sure.
Sure. Vice has left most of her armor back at the tavern as well. She's shorter than you, undoes, so she has this sort of like very puff of hair, you know, salt and pepper kind of thing, undoes the back so it doesn't like puff over and comes down over the shaved sides and falls over her shoulders. Just sort of like rolls up and tucks up some sleeves a little bit, moves the black Order of Black Ice pendant, like tucks it into the side, and then folds up her pants as well, so they're like over the knee. So
she's gonna start skanking. She's just gonna start skanking in the middle of this dance circle.
Where are Vice's hoochie shorts?
Rolls that all up, like kind of tucks her boots down, and then grabs you by the wrist very forcefully and swings you into the circle. And she is very dexterous, but she's not, you can tell she hasn't danced in a while. So she's not awkward. She's just not very good. Like you are better than her, but she's insisting that she like tugs you around through different things. And also she doesn't want to let any other like men get close to her. So anytime that there are like people get closer, she just like will pull you, like stop dancing and pull you away and move you, and then like keep doing I would say it's kind of a semi-waltz that doesn't really fit the style, and then eases into the more loose style a little bit. She's not grabbing onto you the whole time, but she will just yank you when you start getting into it and feeling the vibe and feeling the buzz.
Yes. I feel like Matthias dancing is like, have you ever seen a video of a moose running?
Yes.
It's like, it has
terrifying.
It has that kind of like inherent a little bit of like, oh god, because it's like such a huge body, but it's moving really fast, so your brain just automatically does the mechanics of like, holy fuck. So
he is so big.
Yes. He's big and he's very
across the floor.
It is the muscularity, I think, that really creates that feeling. Because like I feel like Tazriel's real tall, but Taz is very dexterous and like makes it look graceful and natural. For Matthias, it's like a body that size shouldn't be moving shouldn't be moving with that kind of velocity.
Fucking wrecking ball coming through.
Yes.
He's gonna take out a wall.
Along the way, Vice manages somehow to get 3 more beers inside her.
Oh, good lord.
Hell yeah.
So you can tell that
Hardy.
she's pretty, I mean, she's pretty hardy, but she hits tipsy fairly well.
Yeah.
Back at the tavern, I just want to know who is taking the bed away, Sir Dorian.
All right. Here's something that I think is personally funny. I'm going to let Dorian take the bed, and Awaish is going to sit and trance, and I'm going to count that against them in the morning.
Perfect.
I like pain.
Amazing. And Taz and Yosef, you were sharing a room with Kiara, so I think you also probably had a bigger bed. Yosef is a little more solemn and a little more, seems to be pretty introspective. Of course, Nav, not Yosef now. So he will take one of the camping rolls if you want and just roll it out on the floor next to the bed.
Yes. Yeah, that's that works with that. Like I offer him like it's fed.
No, trust me, this is a lot more comfortable than anything I've been sleeping on recently, so you're all good.
All right.
And are you doing anything while this is happening?
Yeah. I'm gonna look at him and just say, I don't think you're going to. I mean, you're not a prisoner. You can leave if you want. But I'll be back.
Okay. I will. Maybe. I think maybe I'll just try and get some sleep.
And he hasn't showered at this point. He's also grimy and nasty. He wanted to have the convo with Yusuf, and then he'll leave the room with like clothes and a towel, but he'll stop at Oasis' door and knock.
There'll be a few moments, and then Awaish will crack the door open.
Can we speak for a moment?
Fine, yes.
I won't go anywhere.
This is Vic. Oh God, this motherfucker.
They'll just step out and close the door behind them. Look at you expectantly.
Yeah. And Taz will just say, like, look around, make sure. Is anybody out here with us? It's two of us. My understanding is we're probably leaving tomorrow, and I was curious if you would be able to acquire what I'd asked for before. Do I need to go searching into the night?
Now, what I remember from the last conversation we had, it's been a while. Wasn't it kind of like you're asking me to get you a forgery kit, right? Is that the vibe?
So what I recall is that I was like, hey, I know I know your friends are pirates, and so were you probably, but if you don't make it my problem, I don't care.
Okay,
but
yes.
I figured you would know how to get one, and then you had me tell you why I wanted it in exchange.
Yes.
That's what happened.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, I had to remember the conversation. I did not at all. Awaish kind of looks, no expression, but does say, it's quite convenient timing that you ask for this just as we are going to bed.
I am not asking you to go find it now. I'm assuming it's something that can be gotten on the ship, and if not, I will make my way out and see what I can turn up.
Watch that one. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. All right. I go in the room with fucking Dorian.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Are you my new babysitter?
Temporary.
Great.
Much rather be taking a shower right now.
You're very tall.
And you're very short. And Taz will laugh at the face like, you said it.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna play patty cake with you.
I will say, I have a question for you.
Everyone has so many questions for
and
me.
I'll answer something of yours. Fair is fair.
I mean, okay.
Whatever. At any point when you were fighting with Thias,
Yeah.
was there an urge to not hurt him? Was there an urge just to...
Everyone wants to air out their backstory trauma through this NPC.
I think that Taz is trying to get his 10
nice.
gold back.
No, Taz is just nosy. He lost. It didn't end in a kiss, but now he wants to know.
Are you worried that I am still gonna attack your leader or something?
Oh no, I know Matthias can handle himself when he actually cares to do so.
What do you mean?
Oh. Were you too angry to notice him pulling his punches at the start?
I just thought he had weak wrists.
I can assure you he doesn't.
No,
Taz knows, and he knows that Taz knows that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm angry. I'm less angry now because now I'm tired and it's nice to be in a bed. But yes, I wanted to hurt him. Everyone seems to want to know why that is.
Oh, I don't care. I just wanted to know if there was something more lustful underneath all that. That's
Are you two sleeping together?
No. Obviously a lie. I mean, you know it's a lie, but Taz is
No,
not
Dorian has a. Oh, he got a nat 20. Okay.
Wait, maybe. No, I'm just like, no. And I can't keep it off my face.
You like cough beforehand or
Yeah.
after?
No.
His face, okay. His face drops and he looks devastated.
Oh no. Taz feels like it's on his face when he sees the devastation. He's like, it's yes, but it's just for fun. It's all fun. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I'm filing that away. Matthias Markart, son of Abram Markart, fucks knights for fun.
At least this night. I'm a fun time.
I'm sure you are.
And I think I give him like I'm flirting with him in that moment, but not with any intentions, like I'm fucking with him. I am.
That's cool information. Thank you very much. No, Matthias and I knew each other when we were teenagers. Tazriel?
Mm-hmm.
We knew each other when we were teenagers. It's been a long time. But I'm kind of still processing how I feel about the entire situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't really want to talk about, I don't really want to, fight and tell, kiss and tell kind of thing. I think it would be a little petty of me, and I'm petty. But
I was going to say, weren't you petty during the fight? But no.
no, that wasn't pettiness. That was brutality.
All right. Well, that was my question, but
I have a question for you.
yes.
What are together? Some kind of mission or something? Oh, wait. Are we good, Sloan?
We're back.
Okay.
My internet froze.
Dorian said, "What are you all doing together? What kind of mission or group are you traveling?" Or I think you said something about it, but I was.
For Taz, like we're not it's not like a secret mission, right? It's not like top secret, don't tell anybody.
No, it's Fulcrum is not a secret political organization.
Okay, cool. Vic couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, exploring the wastes.
The Valkyrie wastes.
Mm-hmm.
Just for interest, or
We go where the money takes us for this.
huh? Well, I've never been to the Frostlands.
Are you planning on sticking around long enough to change that?
I don't think so.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my head in this pillow until Oish comes back.
Taz is gonna sit in a chair and you know what? He's actually gonna go back to his room real quick and come back with a piece of paper and a quill. He's gonna write a letter to his mom.
You hear as you leave the room, as you're walking back to the room, you hear a muffled yell like he's screaming into a pillow.
Oh no!
And then you walk back in.
I'm gonna act like I didn't hear anything. I'm just gonna.
Dorian's terrible, not great day.
He's having a bad day.
Such a bad day.
It keeps getting worse. I'm a superb liar, damn it, and you have to roll a nat 20.
Imagine having like a
Suddenly.
single incredibly deep romantic intimate connection with someone, and then you get put away into a fucking memory prison and they're just screwing people across the continent.
I'm suddenly so glad I haven't slept with Matthias yet.
Oh my god.
We're
I think it's very funny.
That is more good.
Awaish, you head out of the Foamy Oath.
Yeah, I'm going to the Guild Star.
You get there.
Nice.
You see the dancing as well, but
Yeah, whatever. Let's go to the Guild Star.
I want to know, is Darren like put away, or is he? I think he would probably want to. He like pipes up as you're walking. Says, I was thinking about that stone spell idea. I wonder if there might be a way to leash something out of material, use it as a component, change the flavor of a spell like we do.
Well, it's kind of what we do with. Holds up the necklace that has the tooth of Bone Daddy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see why that wouldn't work with other things.
Mm-hmm. But you'd have to find. We'd probably have to find something a bit more active.
Like what?
I don't know.
Awaish thinks for a bit and says, what do we know that most commonly conducts the weave?
Honey, gold, salt.
But those are already components for magic. What do those come from?
Well, according to certain studies, I think writings, research you've talked about, Neum itself.
Yes.
There are other sources, but not ones that we pull from as much.
Not Neum.
No?
Not as in it's not Neum, but there are other sources, but they aren't Neum, is what Awaish is saying.
Yeah. Or at least not the physical form of Neum.
I'm going to test this later. Good job.
Thank you.
And reaches the Guild Star. Is there anyone on the deck still?
Right now, it's a bit later at night. They finished up some of the work on the prowl. You had taken a little bit of time, rested up, eaten food. I think that there are probably, you see two people who are just like maybe guarding or patrolling. One of them you recognize as Datari, the orc, who is missing an arm and has a metal arm. And you also see a tabaxi. I think this was Wine, I had said.
Yeah, I think I've met Wine before, right?
Yeah, you've met Wine. Big, tall orc, about 7'5", and Wine, short tabaxi with an eye patch.
Okay. I will call up. Is your captain or first mate still around?
Hello.
Hello.
This is Datari. I think Asar is running around some kind of errand or something, but I can go get Rock if you would like.
Do.
Okay. Walks away, goes back down. Wine gives you a nod. Are you going up onto the deck or are you on the dock here?
How easy is it to get on the deck? Is there a plank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go up.
Okay, you go up. Wine, if you give me a perception check, I think.
I love doing perception. Not today, apparently. That's a 13.
13's enough. It's not too bad. I think probably when you first saw him, might not have picked this up, but he has these gloves that he wears, almost like he has dark fur, but he wears these dark gloves over. He has taken his gloves off and he is sharpening his claws, his nails. As he flexes them, you can see they are carved in the shape of lockpicks. He has sharpened his nails into lockpicks, and then he has these little caps he puts over and a glove that he fits over so people can't tell.
That's impressive.
I'm in love.
Thank you. I think they'll be back shortly. We've gotten supplies, things like that. Icebreaker prow is ready for your group. Excited to set off.
Right.
There we are. The Tari comes back with Drock. They are dressed in another motley ensemble. It looks like some kind of silk robe that has been cut in half and stitched into a like furry robe. So it's half silk and then half like wool and fur on one side, belts draped across, hair is up in a headscarf of bright colors as well. But they look, probably they were doing some reading or something, a little bit tired, not wearing any makeup and not wearing any jewelry.
Captain,
Boyish.
you look dangerous.
That is bold of you.
Are you?
I'm always dangerous.
That is what I like.
I haven't seen you for some time. Have your preferences changed at all?
Not for you.
Would you like to step into my study? We could go over some plans for the journey.
I came here on an errand. I have a job to do. I'm gonna go. Oash grins and says, I would love to do some planning with you.
Okay. Natari, could you make us some tea? Yeah, sure.
And then as we walk towards the study, Sig will say, before we do any measure of catching up, I do have to confess I was here on a bit of a mission.
A mission? Unrelated to the mission you're doing with Fulcrum?
Tangentially related, I suppose.
There was a mission or a potentiality that was mentioned to me by one of our mutual friends?
Was there now?
Yes, well, we were sent to bring you these supplies. Rook seemed to have some idea that there might be recompense.
Did he specify what kind of recompense he was seeking?
The kind he's always seeking. Something valuable, something he can use.
Well, there will be plenty of time for that. Will you see him soon?
I don't expect so, not with traveling with you, but he has missives, messengers. The network of your little group has expanded considerably, so.
How far?
I think he seeks some kind of business proposition in Mizande. Power by water has expanded considerably. Of course, there was always that arrangement with some of the craftspeople in Oarmabara, ships and boats, things like that. I'm a bit uncomfortable with how close that little group has curled up with some Plutarchs, but I think picking sides when it comes to folk like that gets you further. And
who are we allied with?
You say we. I do work for Rook, but my only allies are my crew.
I know, Drog. I meant more in reference to myself.
As far as I can tell, seems like Rook has his eyes set on some kind of political influence within the court of the Rays itself.
Does he now?
Yes.
Well, power within land.
Yes, but it's more. Well, he said he was looking for some kind of spokesperson, if that helps you out. Needs some new faces. Lost some of his old favorites.
I will see what I can do, but the morality of those that I travel with does not quite align.
Huh. Do you have any interest in playing courtly games?
You know how good I am at them.
Yes.
I do not know how well I could hold my tongue around the Raj. Unless it had quite a good purpose.
Well,
The same that it was with the Plutarchs.
I interrupted. You said you had some kind of mission.
A colleague of mine is looking for a forgery kit.
I probably have something I could scrabble together in my study.
Appreciated.
Do you want me to send Wine or Neve out to drop that off?
I look out to the square. Are people still dancing, specifically Barden and...
Not sure if you could
Yara?
see them from there, but you can see people still dancing.
Send wine.
Okay. Well, come with me. You do not have to hold your tongue in here.
Is that a promise?
I only make promises to my friends.
I've missed you.
I am glad you are not dead.
I am grateful that many, as we walk into the study, I am grateful that many feel that way. I was not aware.
Well, puts together some papers, puts together some inks and quills in a bit of a hurry, wraps them up in a ribbon, calls for wine, sends that out with him, and then sits down in the study and begins to show you some interesting things that she's collected over the course of the journey. The Guildstar and its crew are, of course, traders in many unique items.
Oh yeah. I love seeing shit. And I'm gonna leave it up into the air as to whether they sleep together or not.
Nobody knows.
Secrets.
Your forgery kit is delivered and dropped off to you, Tazriel, and the dancing begins to come to a close. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do as this evening wraps up?
How far from Kiara and Barden are Vice and Matthias?
You'd probably see them.
Okay.
They're not. He's not avoiding you.
Yeah, no, I was just curious if they're like, because there was mention of going to a different bar, like if...
Yeah, but I think that since there are drinks here, Vice definitely brought it up, but since Matthias was like, fuck it, we dance, they'll stick around. And he'll probably, like, acknowledge you and, like, will probably end up, like, coming around just through the movement of the circle. So you probably get to dance adjacent to each other. He rattles like a little maraca.
I don't think, it's just a dancing. I was curious for future reference.
Yes.
But thank you very much. It won't come back at all.
Okay.
I think at one point, Barden does step out of the dancing just for a minute and like tells Kiara just to keep going, and actually definitely pulls Kiara and pushes her next to Matty and just does that because and just kind of goes to stand by.
Kiara will mention get drinks if you're leaving the circle. That's what your job is. If you leave the dance floor, you get people drinks.
Yeah, she will do that, but on her way back, she kind of just stands somewhere a little bit quieter, nearer to the dock, and just looks up at the sky and just. Not down there anymore. There's sky. Okay, you're good. Get those drinks, and just heads back into the fray, and just. Like somehow tries to somehow get these drinks back in without completely tipping them.
Take a point of inspiration, Jen.
Aww.
I
have probably ends up with them half full by the time she gets there. Just clumsiness.
I love that. I've got the thing that I wanted to do. One last thing with Dorian, but that can be either tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on your plans.
I think Dorian actually makes his way into sleep. He's pretty exhausted. So we will wrap up with you guys tipsily stumbling your way back to the Foamy Oath, taking your long rest as you like, and then begin the next morning with last interactions before you get on the boat.
Right,
Kiara dumps all her healing into Matthias before they go to bed.
It was very nice. Thank you.
Because you're taking a long rest at an inn that you have paid for, you guys get all your spell slots back, get all your abilities back, and you also get, I believe it is half your hit dice back, depending on your level. And you heal to full. So you heal to full, and you get half your hit dice back.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
I was basically just trying to save you hit dice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Okay.
This is one of your last nice rests for a while, so enjoy it.
Oh no, why would you say that?
We're off to the waste.
There's no beds. Where we going?
There should be beds on the boat.
Beds on the
don't
boat.
need beds.
Well, the reason I say that is that healing is specific for in this game. Healing over rest is specifically related to taverns and things like that, where they have access to like clean medical supplies or things that might help you to heal a little bit better, bandage wounds that aren't going to get infected per se. Although there are healers on the boat, you don't have access to like fresh, clean resources every time you need them every night that you rest.
Oh, okay. So cool. I have a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
If it's early in the morning, Matthias knows that Dorian sleeps in, and is probably exhausted. So he's gonna get up real early. He's gonna do his regular thing, and then he needs to go shopping. He picks up some wooden practice weapons, whatever he can find in an array. I think he'll get like a long arm of some kind, maybe like a pole arm or a pike, as well as a long sword. Probably keep the great sword for a different time. Maybe get some like a quarterstaff and some handheld staves, just like a range that can be used for training. And he was also he might send Vice to ask about like livestock that they can bring with them on the ship for trading purposes.
Yes,
and
trading livestock in the waste. I think the Vice had already made some arrangements for that, so
Great.
she can go pick them up. And for fresh food as well.
And then he's gonna come back. He's gonna go to the room that Sig and Dorian were in. And
Sig is in the room now, just to let you know.
yes, we'll give a knock, knock, knock on the door.
All right, let's see what's going on today.
Me too,
Yes, if
me
you have
too,
any
me too.
rolls to make.
By the skin of my fucking teeth, I'm okay. I'm gonna say I'm a little sore, but no mechanical.
Alex, what's my DC today?
Oh, Jesus.
Let me look.
I have a stupid con, so it doesn't matter that much, but
Are you making con saves?
No, it's a. Well, I'm making whatever save is in the
Yes.
thing.
Hmm.
Not con. Wisdom. I also have a pretty good wisdom.
Why are there so many secrets?
So many
Right?
secrets.
I want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm fine.
It's just your regular DC.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Fantastic. Great. Cool. Okay. So I'm good. Yeah. Knock, knock, knock on that door.
Yes.
Is he awake?
No. Would you like me to wake him? Then you can appear 5 minutes later.
Maybe just tell him I'd like to speak with him. I don't have to hide for 5 minutes. I'll just stay out here until.
I think it would be funny.
He just shakes his head.
Oish goes in and...
He appreciates the
uses-
joke. He seems to appreciate the joke, but
Oh no, it's fine. That is lovely. It would be fine if he didn't. Does not know how Dorian normally wakes up, so stands back and uses a mage hand to shake his shoulder.
He wakes up explosively, out of the bed in 3 seconds, fists up, panting.
Well, at least you're ready for a fight.
Why do I need to?
No. Matthias wants to speak with you, though.
Oh, okay. Do I have to?
I am not your master.
Good. Well, let's get this over with.
In the middle of that sentence, Oish walks out.
Matthias walks
Hello.
into the room.
Dorian is shirtless. But he's put his pants back on.
Nice.
Should I wait for it? I can come back later if it's.
That's a pretty nice bruise.
Another keepsake from you.
That sounded almost bitter. I didn't give you anything you didn't ask for.
And if I hold bitterness, then it's not towards you.
I don't know what to do with all of this, Matthias.
I'm the same. Obviously, I was not expecting to find you.
I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse. There's some kind of delightful fantasy about you sweeping in to rescue me.
On my part, given the fact that I didn't think I would ever see you again, I think it makes me feel better.
Matthias, do you remember that night?
In bits and pieces. Very clear up until He kind of like gestures towards his face, towards his lip, where there's a scar that mirrors Dorian's. And then there's an edge to it, and it's harder to parse.
I didn't know what happened. I still don't really know what happened, but I thought we were together. And you outran me. I guess I was carrying more as well. But I lost you. I couldn't find you. And I didn't want to cross the border alone.
I wanted to leave. Everything that I said to you and every plan that we made, I meant it. When I woke up, I had been awake for longer than I was conscious of my waking. And I could barely keep my eyes open. I don't know if you ever experienced or remember experiencing that first.
No.
The entire world was screaming.
I thought it would help us escape.
I think it would have if things had been different. And if we hadn't been separated, you could have helped me, I think.
Well, it can't change now. There is too much time and distance between us. And the only solution that my hands want is violence. Markard. I don't want to be a violent person. They say I am one.
Only because you had to be, I think.
I'm going to go.
And where do you plan on going?
Oh, I've not quite figured that out yet. Away from here. I don't think Skyholm feels very homey to me right now, but maybe the upper valleys.
That could be a safe place.
Maybe over the Asnan Mountains, into the Snake Lands. Or maybe I'll just run into a wood and never come out.
Wait one moment. And he disappears out of the room, goes across to where he and Vice were staying, is gonna open up his bag that has been very neatly tucked away, and finds a familiar, goes like through the familiar steps, knows exactly where his tea is packed away, and he pulls out a blue pouch. The same one that Kiara drew from to make tea for the group. And is going to walk back across. You should take this.
What
And
is
he holds
that?
it out. It will help with the outbursts.
That smelled so bad.
Tea takes an edge off it. I suppose you could try it in coffee, although... You know, I never thought you could make that drink taste any worse, but that would be the way to do it.
Such a lovely parting gift.
It may keep you from falling back into that place. You say you don't want to be a violent person. That might be able to help.
Cup of tea in the morning. Prayer. Meditation. Penance. Does it work for you?
There are a lot of things that are different between us. Dorian, you're right. I'm not saying that it's perfect, I'm just saying that it helps. It will make you feel sick, but it will help you when you need it. That's all that I have left. It may last you for a month, maybe more, if you use it sparingly when you go into towns, something like that.
Anything else you want to give me before I go?
When we were underground, I thought that if I was quick and direct, I would be able to get us all out of there and then offer you an explanation for what was happening, which you were owed. That was obviously not the right choice. And you probably don't want to hear the same two words from me again, so I won't say them, but I was wrong about that.
That's a start. You know, your father wanted you to be something. At the very least, I don't think you are what he wanted you to be. Take that as you will. Your colleagues, friends, they had a lot of questions for me. I guess they seem to respect you, which is something I don't understand. But if you are a man who commands respect now, I suppose we can eventually talk about you earning mine back, if I ever see you again.
I understand.
You know, steps towards the door, pushes it open, looks down the hallway.
Before he takes that action, I put it in the chat, but I'll say it here that I was going to ask Sloan if it was okay if Sick tried to eavesdrop, and if so, could I roll for it?
Yeah, sure.
So,
Give me a perception check.
okay. Not bad, 18.
I think you catch some of the conversation, especially when he raises his voice. But they would have been standing a little bit closer and talking a little bit lower. So you might have gotten the gist that Matthias gave Dorian some kind of gift. And they talked a little bit about some kind of night that they were trying to escape. And they have some kind of shared pact or bond or experience about that.
Cool. And then as Dorian opens the door, I I think Oish could hear the steps coming, and so when he comes out, is leaning against the opposite wall and just like kind of arches a brow, like, was I supposed to leave? Kind of thing.
He pushes open the door, is looking back towards Matthias, and says, "You know, I think this scar's kind of hot."
You stay safe.
Story for another time, I guess. Oish.
Dorian.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walks down the stairs and out the tavern door.
Hope you like water.
I don't.
As the party exits the tavern, I think it would be, I don't know if y'all were figuring all this out, but that took some time. You know, you brought your stuff downstairs. Varden, Kiara, Tazriel, as the three of them were figuring that out. You guys can look out windows or step outside and you see there's a little crew waiting for you.
Our guys!
They brought like a little not wooden, it would be like kind of stone and like some carved like bamboo kind of flat things. They brought a little hand truck for your luggage. Asar
The hand truck returns.
Asar has this little hand truck and like
It says Milwaukee on the front. We just bought a hand truck. Hot moving jokes.
Oh my god. Fucking fantastic.
Hi, I do not remember all of your names, but I will get them eventually, I promise. First mate Asar, here to take your bags. Drox said I didn't necessarily have to do that, but I was just really excited since, you know, we're setting off with new people, and I wanted to see if there was anything else we like needed to like zoom through the market for before we leave.
Anybody?
Yeah, I have some quick things to grab, but
Okay.
But Vic we can figure that out later.
Yeah. Do any of you guys want a caramel?
What?
Caramel.
Yes.
Caramel.
I thought you said Carabelle, and I was like, what the fuck?
Hot new magical item.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, please. Thank you.
Kiara, by the way.
Kiara. Yeah, I think we get some drinks together.
Yes, but you know.
Kiara. Yeah, just you can say that a few more times, and I think I'll eventually get it. There's a lot going on, and we were looking at maps pretty late last night, and I can get that bag for you if you want.
Yara looks at Barden. Carrying her bag.
I've got it. That's no problem.
Oh, Kiara's a shit. But
No. She's probably already got it on her shoulder. She has not even thought about it. So it left their room and she's got both their bags.
Cool.
Matthias will also shoulder maybe more bags than necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Our buffs.
Buff boys.
But, like,
And
I guess those...
make our way to the ship.
Hey.
You can pass through the market, grab anything else if there's little things you want to pick up. I'll do that sort of same assumption about, you know, if you just need to buy some extra paper or basic goods, you can put notes in about that in our chat eventually. You
Asar.
pull... Oh, yes. Yeah, what's up?
I don't know how comfortable your captain is with taking on workers from outside of their crew, but I've sailed a few times and have, I think, been considered more of a help than a hindrance while working. So, if you have any need of extra hands, I would be willing and grateful to.
I'm sure there's something that they can have you do.
I'm quite handy with a mop.
Oh, you can swab? That sounds good, I guess. I mean, we've had Neve do a lot of it.
It was a joke.
Awaish was giggling, but their face drops into saying that you had to do the drop in. Like
it's not at the bottom.
I'm so sorry, my mic just exploded. Sorry, everybody. Anyway,
Yes.
continue.
It's okay. No, suppression caught most of it.
Pooja, you are a little robot.
wild.
I'm why my
Your sound.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just doing a
Little
little. It just recently
It'll
started.
come off.
Well. Fulcrum Expedition.
Oh,
I am so pleased. As you make your way down those winding roads, loading your bags and your goods, up onto the dock and the ramps, and on to the deck of the Guild Star, decked out in greens and mahoganies, its flags flying. Slowly, you pull away from Lyport, setting off into the choppy waters of the Kvekdal Ocean. It is a warm day, no hint of snow. Surrounding you are the crew of this magnificent vessel, who you will become intimately familiar with, I assume, over the coming weeks. The journey that awaits you will be a cold and dangerous one. But for now, you see stretching out ahead of you with these clear skies, a deep, dark, and boundless expanse of cold water.
I don't want to stop playing though.
Which means that you guys level up.
Okay, thank you.
yes!
yeah.
Fuck yeah! I'm so excited. Level 7. I've been waiting for this level for so long, y'all. I'm
What
about to
comes at
tear
level
it the fuck up. Yes.
We have time for a little bit more role play. I think we can keep
What?
playing. If you want to do one or two more scenes on the boat.
I'm into it.
Do I sound weird still?
Or
No, you're good.
No, you sound great.
Okay, I had to unplug and replug everything.
I
but-
would like to not roleplay something, but say something that might trigger a roleplay scene, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you about to declare an action?
Yeah, I'm about to declare an action. If Neve is on the deck, Oesh will stride up and like position themselves specifically, and I feel like if you're paying attention, if you've caught the vibe, you get that it's between Neve and Barden. Yeah. And just kind of angles it as they are talking to Neve, but yeah, does a little
Interesting.
Do I need to roll to see if I notice that?
I think since it was declared a sort of a vibe that people might pick up,
It's up to you.
it just becomes obvious.
Mhm.
Especially, well, it would be most obvious probably to Barden, because if Barden is moving around the ship a little bit,
Just like a rotating shield around their child. Wow. Yeah, cool. Noted.
One other thing to note, the ship pulls away, and Tazriel, as you are looking back over the dock, over Lyport, you see in the distance, looks like Yosef, who had gone like over to the dock to see you guys off and then was going to travel back probably to the Empire, unless you guys send him off somewhere else. No? You see Yosef on the dock, and he appears to be talking to an
I had a question, this which might be relevant to Yosef.
Yes.
Where's the ring?
Oesh had it.
Oesh has it.
Okay.
And you still have it if you check.
Yeah. I just that would be Kiara's biggest concern before
Yes.
Yosef goes anywhere.
Yosef appears to be talking to an orc on the dock as they pull away.
Does this orc look from? How far out are we when I notice this?
Probably half a mile. It's just like in the distance, larger guy, dark green skin.
Huh.
Does he look like he's from home?
Hard to tell at this distance.
Okay.
There are orcs in every country.
Yeah. I just meant like in terms of dressing. Did it look like
Yeah.
Abjurian dressing?
Dark clothing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, you pull away. Now, just to give you guys a fun little overview of some crew members, just so you know, I will also send this information to all of you as well. But Datari de Leon is the orc surgeon. Wine is the quartermaster, that's the tabaxi. There is also a very grouchy halfling by the name of Geezer. And a fairly sweet halfling, they're siblings. Pora, who is the cook. Geezer's the bosun. Pora is the cook. Obviously, you have Asar and Throk. And it also seems like they've brought on 2 temporary workers who are just going to be helping out. These are not people that Sig you would even recognize, and they haven't been around for that long. But you have Beetle and Frog, who are 2 kobolds that they've hired.
Sometimes it's so hard to play a mean character because all I want to do is get really soft over cute named characters.
Yeah, and that is spelled Beedle and Frohg. Kobolds in my world, pick a word and misspell it for their names.
Beedle and Forg.
They're my friends. They're gonna be my friends.
Yeah.
Everyone is Kiara's friend. We know.
Besides Oasis.
Hell yeah! That's Oasia's fault, not mine.
We're not also a few other housekeeping kind of things. We're not going to get into travel this episode, but we will have a structure for traveling over the waters, as well as more of a structure for long rest. We're going to kind of switch into a bit of a more difficult gear now that you guys have leveled up. So long rests and short rests might look a little different. We'll test them out. We'll see how we feel about having them be spaced out a little bit more or requiring a little bit more to heal up as we get into some more fun combat, traveling, things like that. I'll also have some random encounter tables for you. And also probably going to get into some more flashback scenes. I'm hoping to do a episode coming up that is just flashbacks as you guys are traveling on the ship. Talk about some individual scenes and things like that as a kind of arc changeover episode. So all of that being said, what are each of you doing on this boat here?
Can I, real quick, I put a hand on Barnard's shoulder and say, I need to speak with you.
Okay. Yeah.
And I am just going to lead her over to another side of the boat and begin, like, doffing his armor again. He's gonna jump right into working, but he's gonna speak to her while he's doing that. You and Awaish. What's going on?
I've honestly no idea. They are hot and then they're cold to me. They've taken some of my things but given them back, and I honestly don't understand. We were in Nook. They took my family you know, the one you borrowed, that book? They took that and they gave it back to me, and I didn't even know it was missing because I didn't expect anyone to take an old book. They've been a bit snipey, but they've been a bit snipey to everyone. But the way they were just now was a bit different.
All right. You spoke to them about them taking your book.
They came up to me and I said it was all right if they borrowed it, but...
Did they apologize to you for taking your book?
I honestly can't remember, but I don't think they did. Kind of. Maybe. It's hard to tell. I don't think I've heard them apologize for anything so far, so I have nothing to go by.
I think you need to have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
About both of those things.
About the book and
whatever it is that is between the two of you. The event with the book happened outside of my notice, and I think it's something that should be settled between the two of you, but I think that you are owed an apology
I guess...
at least. They should not be taking things from the other people in this group, because that does not inspire trust, and we need to be able to, at the very least, trust that we'll have each other's backs and not take things from each other.
Yeah.
And I would not consider myself a great reader of intentions. I'm not as sharp as some of the other people in this group, but it seems like maybe there is also a lack of trust on their end for you. And I'm not saying that you have to resolve it any specific sort of way. I'm just saying I would prefer for it to be resolved somehow.
Yeah. Of course. I just don't understand why. I don't think I've done anything. Not that I remember.
If you need...
Has anything happened that you've seen?
He thinks very hard, and there's like a long pause as he like tries to remember. I don't know. And I wouldn't think to assume, because I would probably be wrong.
Yeah, of course. You don't know what's right and what's wrong.
I think it's
They're
easy
hard
to
to
find
get.
out.
Yeah. I should ask.
I think that
Simple way, isn't it?
They're hard to get in the way that any person is difficult to understand if you don't ask them what they mean. But I think you'll find that if you ask what they mean, you may come to an answer.
Okay.
And the second thing.
Yeah?
When we were underground, I understand you were having a very difficult time. I noticed that before you did anything, you asked for permission or for confidence from your party members. I think that it would benefit the safety of you and everyone else if you took a little more confidence in the things that you did. I understand that it can be very difficult, but the fear of doing something wrong will kill you.
Yeah. Sometimes action is the only way.
And I'm not saying that it's not hard, because all you can do is make decisions with the information that you have at hand. That might have consequences, and you might be wrong. But better that you're alive and wrong.
I'll do better. Okay.
And you're a good fighter, and I could use you on the front line.
Usually I would be. It's just yesterday. It's not something I thought we'd be doing. When someone said that there was a prison, I just expected jails, like cells and bars and windows, not deep earth.
And he picks up his hand and puts it on her shoulder. We all have our weak points. You are a very, very, very strong fighter.
Yeah.
And a good friend.
her eyes water just a little bit.
He squeezes with his hand, and you can probably feel the claws digging in a little bit. He hasn't really learned how to use those yet.
She doesn't care. She puts her hand, the one with the missing finger, over the top and just. Thank you. Okay. If Oish kills me, would you mind sending my sword home? Just trying to lighten the mood.
They won't kill you. I think.
You sure?
Yeah. I regret the way that I misunderstood Oish when I first met them. That's all. He's gonna take his armor in his arms, and he walks over to go put it down somewhere so we can start working.
Clunk.
How fucking dare you?
Wow. That was so good.
Sloan, you also got an inspiration. I don't know if you saw that in the chat.
Woo! I can't have Discord open right now, or the regular chat in Zoom.
You're good. Cool.
I think
another?
immediately after that, though, Barden does go up to Awaish slowly. It's like, like approaching like a skittish animal.
I did that the last time they were on a boat.
Have you ever seen the predator style turn as someone approaches it?
It's very cool. I love this. But she does. Awaish, I'd like to have a chat with you later, if that's all right with you. Whenever you're free.
Would you like that?
I think it's something we need. Doesn't matter if we like it.
I'm not so certain that there is much that I could say to you that would not get me in trouble with our superior. Someone who I do have at least part of an interest in keeping the respect of.
Understandable. But he's not part of this conversation.
Is that a promise?
Yes.
Fine.
Okay. She heads out.
And that one was Barden, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's Kiara, Tazriel, Barden, Matthias. I'm really excited to see the Wisps.
You're faster with names than Asar.
I just don't think he's very good at them. More of a visual thinker.
I have some things to teach you.
Yes, please.
Just kind of takes her by the shoulder and leads her away.
Another thing, Taz, you actually see, as you're like loading things as well, Datari and Wine are helping you with some bags and boxes. And as you are like loading things, I think you would actually make note of this because you've been to Arnalbara, but the arm that Datari has is very elegantly, it's sort of this like cut out metal, almost like layers of metal that are laid on top of each other. So they shift in these floral patterns. So you can see the workings on the inside are made of a gold material and then silver on the outside. I think it's probably by some kind of crafts person that you might even recognize from when you were training there.
Tazriel is going to say the person's name, but obviously Vic doesn't know it, and whatever you decide the name is, Alex, and say, is that insert person's name's work?
Let's call, since it would probably be Dwarven, let's call them the Fallen Gold family.
Okay. Is that the work of the Fallen Gold family?
Yeah, nice that you recognize it. Are you familiar with their work?
How familiar? I mean, like when people, I don't, okay.
Up to you.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, actually, I spent a number of years in my youth in Oranabara and got very
Oh yes.
fascinated with the metalwork when I wasn't busy with my studies.
Ah, that's very, very interesting. Yes, I am not as much of a metal worker myself, but I do surgery, medicine, things like that.
Oh, perhaps at some point we could talk further. I've recently picked up some more. I've recently learned how to be more useful in patching up my companions, but I'm always wanting to learn how to be better at that.
Yeah, well, there are some techniques that I might be able to show you. I'm from the Ochre Gorge originally. I grew up in Oara, so yeah. Of course, I mean, I'm around to help if anyone does get injured or something like that. But a little assistance could never hurt. Always useful to pick up some skills.
Yes, I'll whatever you.
You're not a healer.
No, no, that's squarely on our little one, Kiara.
on our average sized Asimar Kiara.
On our shortest companion, that's what I'll say. On our shortest companion, Kiara. But
Most people are little to me.
are they taller than me?
7'5".
Ooh, I'm looking up.
Did
this
you
way.
say 7'5"?
Yes, this is a massive orcish woman.
This game is just each of us progressively making taller creatures.
Orcs can be like up to 8 feet in standard D&D.
So
I need a tattoo that implicants me.
This orcish woman, she has the arm. She's also wearing like almost like stilt kind of things. And the interesting thing is that she was doing a lot of work on like sails and stuff. So she actually can like reach certain ropes. You see that there's sort of like an upper level of things being tied and a lower level of things being tied. So she's like 7'5" and she's got these little heel things. She actually has a condition with her ankles. So she has like these little raised platforms because her feet tilt a certain way. Accessibility.
Yeah, no, Taz is just like the entire time Taz has like this look of like, God, I love that you're taller than me on his face. Like it's not even hiding it. Like love it. Like
It's the awe of a tall femme.
Yeah, but yeah, he'll just say, yes, whatever you need of me, and I know you're more than capable of reaching things, but I'm also very dexterous. I can get up to high places, and
Okay.
I am rambling, and I'm going to stop now.
Well, sometimes I help out Pora with the food, so you could help with that too.
Yes, yeah.
You know, Big Saw works on legs of people as well as legs of lamb, so.
Yeah. And he will at that point stop talking. But Alex, I do want to say while these conversations are happening, I'm assuming we've all put our stuff down. Like,
yes, you're packed.
Taz is going to sneak off to Barden's room and steal the journal that he gave her.
We will get to that eventually. You guys don't really have separate rooms down here. There's a whole I am building a whole ship map for you, but you will have little hammock cubicles. So we will figure that out. But noted for next time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Kiara, what are you doing around the boat?
I think everybody's out doing stuff, and I think Kiara's just excited about being on the water and is probably weaving some flower crowns and trying not to get in the way of people.
Kiara,
Yes?
do you mind if I sketch you?
Are you good at sketching, or?
I'm very good at sketching.
Ooh, yes then.
Asar sits down next to you, sort of leaning kind of against the rail, and takes out a piece of charcoal. And one thing that you note is that he has less tattoos than he had before. He's wearing like sort of a crop top as well, like, you know, loose, open, very, you can see his whole chest. And he no longer has that tattoo of a wish on his stomach. And he no longer has a lot of tattoos on his arms. He just has a few like on his upper area. So he pulls out a piece of charcoal and he starts marking down just like these images of flowers and this femme with like long hair that's braiding into the flowers. He sort of kind of just like a very quick loose sketch. And then he actually pulls out a needle and a little thing of ink and he just starts like poking.
Oh. Did you clear off some tattoos for new ones?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. That's so
Not
wonderful.
Everyone can, but I can.
I love it. Do you mind if I look a little more closely? I've never seen that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, well, I actually do them for other people too.
Do you want to tattoo me? Would you?
I might have time. I have to talk to Drock. There's also, depending on what kind of ink you like, it can be a little expensive. I did just refresh a bunch of my stores, but I can do special ones.
Ooh, I love special things. Oh, also don't worry, I just won some money off of Daz, so I should have some money. It should be okay.
Well, money helps for the ink and things like that, and the materials and the components I need, but I'm more interested in stories.
Ooh, well, I can tell you stories from home.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jalraha.
I would like to hear about that very much.
I'm excited.
And we can work on something for you. You just tell me what design you like, and maybe a little something extra, and we'll figure it out.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan. And here I thought I would just have to stare at the water for the entire time we were going.
There are more interesting things under the water too.
Ooh. You'll have to show me.
I might have something that could help with that. And I think on that note, let us wrap our session there.
I do want to say, Board Paradox in the chat said Asar might sketch
Yeah, Asar.
Kiara and have an image of the fire tiger in the background and be like, oh, I don't know why I drew that. That's weird.
It's absolutely his vibe.
How'd that get there?
Absolutely.
So cool.
We'll pick it up. Cool. Well, on that note, we will talk about leveling up stuff. We should have an
I already pulled that
episode
trigger.
next week. Bear with us, but we should have an episode next week as long as our Wi-Fi stays with us. So thank you all so much for joining us. It is such a privilege as always to be back and playing. Thank you to Soundtail for our music and When We're Multiverse for our maps, of course. I don't think there is an episode of Tragedy tomorrow, but we do have the second and I think last episode of Power Rangers: The Next Generation on Thursday.
Yes, and I think
next
that there
Thursday.
actually is an episode of Tragedy tomorrow because Serenity got off work, so we're going to be able to play again before we go to Gen Con.
Amazing. Okay, so then Tragedy tomorrow, I believe it is at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we have on Thursdays, Power Rangers: The Next Generation, an amazing two-shot with Christian as our DM. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So hit us up there. And if you want to follow us for more updates or see any VODs, catch up, I know it's been a while, you can head on over to youtube.com/TotalPartyKiss or follow us at TotalPartyKiss on Twitter, Instagram, things like that.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I love this fucking game.
Bye.
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 See you next week.